there is a question that men have to ask themselves. And this question is incredibly important because if you answer it honestly, it can dramatically change your life. It can identify the holes in your life where you are potentially struggling, where you do not feel fulfilled, and where you feel that you are not getting the most out of what you need to be. And that question is as follows. A very simple question. A question which is only a few words long, but can have massive, massive impact if you answer it honestly. Am I happy? Am I happy? As men, we are told that you should be happy because you're a man, when in reality that's not the case whatsoever. And what we're going to do is we're going to do an index of your life. We're going to go through each of your needs and we're going to discuss exactly what you can do to support yourself and exactly why, if you do not support yourself, you're ultimately living a life what somebody else owns. Also, I've just realised I'm wearing white against a white background, so yeah, I hope that's okay. And this is exactly what the Reclaim Project is there to do. It's a community for men. Of course, there are some women in there, but it's a community for men. And we talk about lifestyle, we talk about fitness, we talk about diet, cleaning up your environment, we talk about focus, we talk about building a career and building a life which you actually own and is not owned by somebody else. And if you want your free Sort Your Life Out in a Week starter kit, then click the link in the description of this video or scan the QR code on the screen right now. Okay, so now we have the hierarchy of needs, and this is what everybody needs, okay? This is not just men, this is not just women, this is human beings. And there's a concept in Buddhism called the middle way, in which we just need enough. We don't need it all, we need enough, because of course the monks and the Buddhists, and you can see this throughout life really, people who have absolutely everything aren't very happy. Contrary to popular belief, I've met many depressed millionaires, and also people who have absolutely nothing, people who live on the street, etc., are also not very happy. So there's a middle point here. So when we look at the hierarchy of needs, the one at the bottom, and we're going to get through the rest of these as well, but the one at the bottom is of course survival. Now when we look at survival, it is body, food, sleep and health. Okay, so let's just talk about those for a second. So when we talk about food, majority of what food you eat is probably processed, and of course with processed food it's low in nutrition, it's not very good for you, and of course I'm simplifying this quite a lot, but processed food is very high in salt, it's very high in fats. It's food which your body eats and goes, I'm not entirely sure what to do with that. It's low in nutritional density, it's low in nutritional value, it's often very low in fibre as well. So a lot of guys, like, they may have a high blood pressure, they may struggle with their energy levels. You might think, well, I count my calories, I'm not over consuming what I eat, but the quality of the food what you eat may not be the best, it may not be nourishing your body properly. So this is why we always suggest, look at whole foods, basically foods with 1 or 2 ingredients. They should take priority. If it grows out the ground or exists naturally in the world, then they're the foods which you should probably take. They're foods which your body knows what to do with. Before we even get to the rest of this, the main things what people struggle with are these two, food and sleep. Our diet is terrible, we consume too much alcohol, and we don't get the right amount of sleep. If you could put sleep as a pill, it would be banned. Sleep is that powerful. It regulates your hormones, it allows your muscles to grow, it regulates your mind, it regulates your mood, it makes sense of things, it has a ton of neurological benefits, it reduces stress, everything is beneficial from good quality sleep. So the biggest pillars to move, if you do feel unhappy in your life, look at your lifestyle, look at your food, and look at your energy, look at what you're putting in your body, and look at your nighttime routine as well. Are you getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep? Do you have a television in your room? Do you sit there scrolling on your phone? Stop doing that, okay? These are the biggest pillars that you can move and you can improve quite quickly. And by doing that, you will see a dramatic increase in your energy levels and in your mood. The next one is security. And it doesn't just mean safety, it also means financial security too, and the stability of our home. Let's talk about finances, let's talk about money, let's talk about our environment. If we do not feel secure inside our home, if we do not feel safe, that is very stressful for the body. People who maybe are getting the right amount of food and sleep may have that covered, but then when we move further up the pyramid, if they do not feel safe inside their own home, then this is again going to cause massive neurological issues. And I used to worked with a lot of victims of domestic violence in a previous life. And yes, you know, they may have money, they may have security, they may have food and water and a roof over their head. Every day was like a constant battle because they were living in a constant state of fear. So living with an abusive partner or someone who isn't very healthy for you is also another very big rock to move. And then we have finances, and this is one thing what a lot of people get wrong, is most people think the more money I have, the more assets I have, the happier I will be. Now if we just take a bit of a sidetrack right now and we talk about money for just a second, okay, so what we have to understand with money is that if we have it all, we will not get rid of our problems. Having so much money just creates different problems. You may have a huge massive mansion and a huge massive estate, but your Ferrari will never hug you. You know, there's just more expensive problems to have. You have staff, if you have a big business, there's different issues and different things what can go wrong with the business. Your stakes are a lot higher. And also the worst case scenario is that you have built a life around a good salary and good amounts of money in order to afford different assets, in order to afford a different home, in order to afford an expensive car, but you utterly detest the job what you do. So you may have the nice car, but if you absolutely hate what you do for 10 hours every single day, you are going to feel sad, you're going to feel depressed, because you're essentially locking yourself in. You become what I refer to as a paid slave, in which, yes, you do have the free will to go to work and to earn money to afford these nice things, but you also don't have the choice, because if you leave or you don't go, then all this is going to suffer too. So this is when I say that people work a job which owns them, because you don't have the freedom to walk away because you're too far into a career due to the assets which you have accumulated, which then means you can never ever leave. But then we have the other side of it, in which you have no money. You are living paycheck to paycheck, bills are going unpaid, you don't have expendable income, and this is another form of stress for you. So we need to look at the balance, we need to look at the difference between having so much money that your life and your possessions own you, so you're a paid slave, and having no money, so every day is really, really stressful and you're needing to penny pinch, which is why there's this part in the middle, which is, like I say, the middle way when it comes to Buddhism. And obviously this isn't a discussion about Buddhism whatsoever, it's just one of the core tenets of what I do talk about, in that, you know, we don't need everything, we just need enough. And we find that with enough, we will find happiness, we will be happy. And there are videos on this channel that do go more into the money issue. And if you are stuck in a career and you do not want to do it anymore, but you're worried about leaving due to financial issues, then you can click the link in the description of this video and you can do a free career audit. There's also that inside the community as well. Okay, so you have survival, you're eating good food, you get good sleep, all right? So now security, you're not in an abusive household, and financially, yeah, okay, you know, things can be tight some months, but generally you're fine. You maybe own your car, your bills aren't too much. This is fantastic. These are often the main two which people struggle with. They think that the problem's up here, when in reality it's probably down here. So if you're feeling good with that, then that's great. Let's move on to the third one. This is one which a lot of people now struggle with, and that's connection. And that doesn't mean connection with a romantic partner. Obviously, if you have a loving, understanding romantic partner in your life, then that is great. But also friends as well. We are finding that we are getting more and more isolated as time goes on. We think that just connecting with people over our phones and connecting with people over social media is enough. Well, it's not. When we feel the physical touch of another person, whether it's a hug of a friend or even a handshake from somebody, there is oxytocin which is released in our brain. And the oxytocin, quite simply put, is that feeling good chemical, that love chemical, that feeling of connection with another human being. And as society, we've become more and more isolated. We used to live in tribes. Everybody had a purpose, everybody knew each person, and if somebody passed away inside that tribe, their passing was felt by everybody. Whereas now it seems like if I don't survive tonight, or I quit my job and no one hears of me for the next 6 months, no one will notice. So isolation is a huge thing. Certainly if you are older as well, maybe your kids have moved out, maybe you've separated from your partner, and a lot of people stay in work and stay in jobs they don't like anymore because, well, that's their new family, that's their connection, that's the people who they get to speak to every day. So finding groups, finding activities, what you can do to increase your social circle are really important. Don't let a text message substitute actual conversation. Pick up the phone and contact your friends and speak to them over the phone, or even better, go out and meet them for a coffee, maybe go to the gym, maybe go to a class in the gym, interact with strangers, interact with other people, become part of a community. My gym is brilliant and I love it, and one of the reasons why I love it is because when I go, I'll either go to classes or I've now got a group of people that I work out with, and we're all very good friends. We now go out for food together, we hang out together, and it's really, really important. And that's one good thing about the gym, is it's not just about going lifting weights and looking after your mental health, it's a place for connection too. It doesn't have to be the gym either. It can be a sewing class, it can be martial arts, it can be some kind of hobby or activity. Connection is often overlooked, but connection, we are social animals and we are social creatures, and we need connection from other human beings. On top of the connection part, there is also brotherhood. And when I say brotherhood, I mean in the sense of being part of a group of men, being part of a group of people, or if you're a woman, being part of a women's group, but being around other people that are just like you, a place where you can talk about masculinity, a place where you can talk about kids and you can talk about relationships, you know, maybe going out on the rugby pitch, maybe playing games with other guys like football or other sports. Part of a male-dominated community, because men know that if there's no women around, men are different with each other. Men talk differently. If you introduce a woman, then they're going to act a bit different. It's exactly the same with women. Women, when they are just women, they will talk about different topics, they will be more vulnerable, they will communicate differently than if there was a man sat there as well, even if the man doesn't say anything. And it's something called the Hawthorne effect, and yeah, I advise looking into that. But so survival is covered, security is covered, we need connection, we need brotherhood, we need to feel like we belong to a community of people, and that if we were no longer there, our absence would be noticed. The next one, this is a big one too, is self-respect. What is your opinion of yourself? I used to struggle quite severely with poor mental health, something I have spoke about before on my other channel and in books and other podcasts I've been on. I've struggled very severely with mental health issues in the past, and I actually didn't realise that I was quite severely depressed, and you know, I didn't want to be on this earth anymore. And it's only through building a undeniable body of evidence that I am capable of what I do, through doing hard tasks, that I was able to rebuild my own self-esteem. Because I used to look for external validation, whether that was from money or from going out drinking or women or sleeping around. External validation was my way of filling a hole inside myself which I couldn't fill myself, and it was only through discipline, competence, strength, and having high personal standards for myself that I was able to do that. So I started doing different challenges, started going to the gym, I joined martial arts classes, self-improvement, I found religion, I found a mindfulness practice, I looked into minimalism, all these different things which build something called self-efficacy. And self-efficacy, quite simply put, is your ability to get things done, is the knowledge that if a task happens or a challenge arises, you can go and do it. And people with low self-efficacy will outsource this. They will think, please do this for me, I can't do this myself. People with high self-efficacy go, okay, there's this challenge or this task, what needs to be done. I feel confident in myself that I can at least give it a go and give it a try. The more of that you do, the more things you try, the more personal best you hit, the more things you accomplish, the more skills you learn, the more you go and do something and you are good at it and you succeed at it. Or even if you fail, but you try again, will build your self-efficacy, will build your discipline, your competence, and your standards within yourself, thus increasing your sense of happiness, self-awareness, and being proud of yourself. Not enough men are proud of themselves. Better mental health, better physical health, better relationships with everyone around. Because if you feel like a man, if you are happy and strong and you are confident, that is both very attractive to other people and makes you feel better about yourself. So then, self-respect, huge one, which is often overlooked. And as men, we get self-respect, we feel good about ourselves through doing difficult tasks, through hard things. So my homework for you, and feel free to comment on this video, is to join my school community of the Reclaim Life via the link in the description of this video and take part in my 30-day life reclamation challenge, and let me know how you get on, and I will see you over there. And the last one is meaning. Now, when we talk about meaning, we mean meaning in our work. It's all well and good having the house, having the family, having everything else, but if you wake up every single day hating what you do for a living, feeling that if I was to die tomorrow or I didn't go into work, they would just replace me straight away. This is why I encourage people to find work that doesn't necessarily have to pay well, as long as it covers the bills and it covers the basics. If you can find a job which you feel valued, you feel like you can contribute to, and you feel respected and you enjoy going to and you get fulfillment from it, that is much more valuable than a job which you can be replaced in a heartbeat, you don't feel engaged, you don't feel respected, and you don't feel fulfilled, even if it pays 2-3 times as much. There's a saying in recruitment, and it's recruitment pays really, really well, but you'll hate it. And then people go, why will I hate it if it pays really, really well? And guess what? It pays really, really well, but people hate it. Because fulfillment in a career will give you purpose, it will give you self-respect, it will give you meaningful connection, and it will also provide good security. And then there's growth as well. I remember saying to somebody once, they said, what's your biggest fear? And I said, being exactly the same person I am now, 5 years in the future. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? I said, well, I'm a human being, I'm an organism. I should be growing constantly. I should be challenging my own thoughts. I should be challenging what I do for a career. I should be challenging who I am as a man and who I am as a person. I should be challenging my body. I should be challenging myself to do the next thing. Now, if I'm not growing, I don't feel satisfied. If I'm not challenging myself, I don't feel satisfied. If I'm not helping other people grow as men and as human beings, I do not feel satisfied. This is a completely selfish endeavor. Just putting it out there. Like, yes, I want to help all you guys, and I want to help you all because I want men to do really well, and I want to help people break away from the trap which so many people find themselves in. But this is a purely selfish endeavor. Like, I do this because it makes me feel good. Like, that's one of the main reasons why I do it. But I feel fulfilled and I get happiness from it. It makes me feel happy. Meaning cannot be understated. Deep personal meaning in your life, your connections, your work, and your soul and your spirituality and your connection to the universe cannot be understated. We do not live in isolation from the earth and from the universe. We are not non-dualistic, we are dualistic. We live in synergy with the earth. You are not a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop. I think Rumi said that. I think he was a French poet. So if you are feeling happy, watch this video again, write down all the different aspects of your life and break them down like that. Survival, are you eating the right food? Are you getting the right sleep? How is your relationships? How secure are you in those relationships? Connection, what are your connections like? When was the last time you actually saw one of your friends in person? When was the last time you spoke to somebody over the phone and heard their voice? When was the last time you hugged another guy, or you had a real meaningful connection with your partner over something, and your connection with your kids and communication too? Then self-respect. What are you doing to grow and to show yourself that you are competent, capable of achieving more, whether that's in your career, in your home, or even physically with workout challenges and going to the gym? And then lastly, meaning. Look at your career, look at what you do and spend most of your time doing. Is that fulfilling you? And if it's not, complete the roadmap in the description of this video on how to get to where you want to be and start living a life that you own and to reclaim your life today. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment what you thought, and be sure to check out this video next, because YouTube says you're going to absolutely love it. And I'll see you in the next video.